Hello and welcome to V8 TechWorks. Today we are going to look at how we can be able to use Google Maps. We are also going to look at how we can be able to take our location, and then our location will show it in a map here. So the first thing that we need to do is to take location. So you can click this button here, and when you click that button, you'll be able to see this icon appears here. So you can see this icon that represent location, and also if you click here on the top right, you'll be able to see we have accepted the permission to take location. But also you can reset if you want. If you don't want to your application to take location, so you can be able to just switch this button, and also you can be able to reset the location here permission. So you can see we need to reload here. So after you reload, you can see here we have this part here that when we try to get location, we'll be asked if you want to allow, and then when you allow, now we can be able to take now location. And after you have taken location, you'll be able to show that location in a map here. So the good thing with this map is that you can also zoom. You can zoom up here, and then the other thing is that you can zoom in exactly to the location, and I'm going to show you how also to use this marker to show a specific area according to coordinates. Also, you can be able to just zoom out like that. You can just do various things with this map here. So here I'm going to show you all the process. So you can just zoom out again, and then also you can hide it by clicking here cross map. So the first thing that we are going to require in this video is that you need to have a Google App Maps API key, and you can be able to come here in this Google Cloud here, and you'll be able to create a project here. When you create a project here, you'll be able also to create project. So when you create a project, you select the project that you want. For example, I can select all these projects that I have here. So the other thing is that after you have selected the project, you'll be able to come here into keys and credentials here, and you'll be able to see your Google Maps API key. So that is a very simple process. So that should not require you should not give you like a lot of time. So it should not take you a lot of time. And also here you can see Maps API key here. So I can show the key, but I'm not going to show here for security purposes. So the other thing that you need to do is to install this package here that we are calling this React Google Maps API, and I'm using this React Google Maps API because this one is specifically for React, or people who are using React. So let's get into now the video and start now looking at how we implement this. So to make sure that we are on the same page, I started a new project here, and you can see we have this page here that it doesn't have any other like things that we have included. So I have also have this documentation here because I'm going to use Tailwind to style my application, and also here I'm going to use Vite so that we can be able also to start looking or we can be able to manage our React app using Vite, because Vite is very important, and also it makes our work easier when it comes to creating React apps. So you'll be able to go through this process here. You need to create this like this project that's called my project, but you can call it however you want using this command. The other thing is that you need to change directory to that project, and then the other thing is that you need to install Tailwind here. So you can see here this is the process for installing Tailwind, and also you can see this other part here for configuration, for configuring the Tailwind. The other thing is that also we need to have this part here that we go to tailwind.config.js, and in here you need to add this inside this content here. You need to add this index.html, and also you need to add this line of code also that it is inside our src here, and then here is to select all js file ts JSX and TXX. So the other thing, the last part here, you need to go into index.css, and on top of that page you need to add these 3 lines of code here, and then now you need to do an npm run dev. So if you check here, already you can see, for example, in the index.css, I had already added this part, this code here. And also if you come here into, let's say, let me check here. If you come into this tailwind.config here, you are able now to also to see, like, we have this part here that I added this index.html, and here src, and then select everything that is JS, TS, JSX, and TSX. So I'm going to also make sure that I include the code into the GitHub of this, or the description of this video, and you'll be able to clone that project, so that if you don't want to code along, you can be able to check on how you can be able to use it. So if you have now the API key, and also you have all the things that I mentioned, then let's get into the project now. So now the first thing that I need to change is this title here. So I'm going to call this project Google Maps. So to change that, you need to come here into index.html. Let me check here, index.html. So here I can be able to just remove everything and write Google API or Google Maps. Let me just call it Google Maps, like that. And when you save and come back here, you'll be able to see it has already, you can see it has changed. So the other thing that I want is to remove everything that you see here, because this is a boilerplate code that is giving us this, and this code is in this app.jxx. So I'm going to remove everything here. So let me copy or select everything here. So I'm going to copy from here up to, let me see, up to here. So up to here, like that. And here I'm going to use div here, and also this is a div browsing tag. So the other thing that I want to remove is this part, these things that we are not using here. And also the other thing that I want to remove are these ones here, like that. So also now this is an empty here, and I want to format my document. I'm using Prettier to format my document. So the other thing is that, let's see how first of all it looks. But you can see already also we have like other things like this dark part here, but we don't want to do that. So we need to remove also the other CSS, index.css here. We need to remove this CSS that is in here, because we are also going to use Tailwind. So that is it. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, you can see it is empty right now, but also I want to remove everything that is in here in app.cxs. So I'm going to remove that. So now we can start creating our application. So here in app.jxx, so I'm going to create another div inside here. So for example here, so, and you can see here, because we don't have anything inside here, that's why you can see we have unreachable code detected. And what I can do is that I can just remove this first of all, and make sure that I use brackets, the normal brackets here, and then I can give my code, or I can start coding inside here. So let me see, unreachable code detected. So here I can start by creating another div. So this div here, so I don't know why I'm getting this error here, that is unreachable code detected. So what I'll do is that, let me see what I can do here. So I'm going to, first of all, let me remove this, and then also here I can be able to use like these brackets here, like that. And in here I can use div now, like that. And then inside here I can also add another div. So I want to style here so that we can have like those two buttons. So that one for taking the, like this one here for get location and show map. So I'm going to have them here. So the first thing, let me first of all style here. So this part is that contains those we have those like those buttons, what I'll do is that I'm going to style using Tailwind. So if you don't know about Tailwind, don't worry, because the Tailwind is very, very simple. So the first thing that I'm doing here is display or position narrative, because also I'm going to use to create a pop-up that we are going to use position absolute. So you can see also we have display flex, and then I'm going to use here item center here, and also justify center here. This is the same as justify content center. So, and if you want to get how Tailwind CSS works, you can just come here and hover over it, and you can see here justify content center. So the other thing that I want to do here is also to style, and this time now I'm going to use margin top, and I'm going to give it a margin of 10%, like that. So here I'm going to create now those two buttons. So let me create a button here, the first button here, and this one will be for getting location. So get location, like that. And also I'm going to have the other one here. This one will be button, and this one will be show map here, show map, like that. And then here also what I can do is that now is to style them so that we can be able to see them. Them should be looking like these ones here. So let me get into the styling part. So I'm going to style here, very simple. So the first thing that I want to do here is to give a background color, and I'm going to give background color of blue, and then variation is 500. I'm going to give a text white here, so a text of white, and also I'm going to give it a border of none. Border should be none here, and this is the same way using Tailwind CSS, the normal CSS. I'm going to give a cursor of pointer. So you can see here we have cursor pointer, and also I can give a font of semi bold, you can see it, and then I can give it a padding of 10 pixels here, so 10 pixels. The last thing that I'm going to do is to give it a margin right of 20 pixels, like that. So I want us to see how it looks so that we can be able to see how we are styling it. So you can see it is taking shape. The other thing that I can do is I'm going to copy this because it will be almost similar to the other button. So I'm going to copy everything here, and then I'm going to paste it here, but we are going to change several things like the color here. So this one I'm going to give it a color of red, like that, and also I'm going to remove margin right here, like that. So let's see how this button will look like. So we have that. Let me see how it looks. So yeah, so you can see now this one looks like this, the other part here. So now the other thing that I'm going to do is to create a pop-up so that if you come here into this project that I use for demonstration, if you click show here, you can be able to see we have this part that we are calling the pop-up, which it is being displayed on top of the page. So to do that, I'm going to come down here, and it is inside here, and I'm going to create a div here, and this div we are going to give it, or we are going to style it to give it a position or display position of absolute. So class name here, we are going to give it absolute, position absolute, and also we are going to give it top of 0 here, and then right to will also be 0, like that. Also the other thing that we can do is to give it a index, z index of 1, because we want it to be on top of everything in the page. Also we are going to give a shadow of XL, like that. And the other thing that I'm going to do is to give it a height of a width of 800 pixels, so 800 pixels, and also we are going to give it a height of 500 pixels. So you can see here 500 pixels, like that. And also we are going to give it a padding So this is a padding of, let's say, 10 pixels, like that. So that is it right there. So the other thing that I'm going to do here, let me get into here. So here I need to have a button, and this button here will be for closing the, we are going to for closing the map. So for example, here you can be able to see when you click, let me come here, when you click here, you can be able to see we have this button that we for closing the map here. Also, the other thing that I forgot to show you is that we are going to show you like the accuracy of the location that we have taken, because accuracy is also very important, because like right here you can see accuracy is 180 meters. That means the location that has been taken here, it should be given at least a range of 180 to be accurate. So even if it is here, you can give it a range of 180, of which is a little bit accuracy. It is accurate in one, and this depends on the internet that you are using and also the device that you are using. So I'm going to create, you can already see here we have this part here, and you can see the shadow part here, and you can see it appearing here. So what we can do here is that we can copy this button here. Let me copy it the way it is, and I'm going to paste it inside here, but this time this one I'm going to call it cross map. So let me call it cross map here, cross map, because it is going to cross map and also open the map. So I think when I save this, it should be appearing here. You can see it here. So let me see, the other thing that I need to do is now I'm going to include here, I'm now in here, I'm going to include the map. So that is it, but let us create something like a pop-up here. So to do that, because we need to hide the pop-up and also show the pop-up, I'm going to create here open and then set open. We are going to use useState hook in React. So use state here, like that. We need to at least be able to import it from React. So use state, and because I cannot see like the auto completion, what I am going to do is that I'm going to import it manually from React. So I'm going to come here and say const, we have use state, and actually for auto completion I will come here and say, actually it should be import. I'm doing it wrong. So here I'm going to get it from React like that. So here I'm going to import useState, because we are going to use useState here. And also the other thing that I'm going to do is now using useState here now. So you can see how it is easy. So the other thing here, I'm going to give it false, because here first of all the pop-up will not be open, and then when you click that button for show map, it will show that pop-up. So to do this now, also I'm going to create another function here that we are calling handle map here, like that. So this one here, it will handle the closing and opening of the map. So here it is close map or set open, like that. And then inside here we need to give it opposite of the value of open. If it is true, then it will show us it is false. If it is false, it will give us like the true value, or it will just be like a toggle. So I'm going to also to create this pop-up, I'm going to just take all of this here, and then I'm going to say open, and then if it is open, that's when I'm going to show this pop-up here, this part of pop-up here. So if I now come back here, and you can see here we don't have now that, and to do now this, I'm going to click here to use on click event, so that I can use the function to toggle our pop-up. So this is, we are going to use handle map. You can be able to see it here, and also this on click here, I'm going to copy it and use it in the other button down here, this one here for closing map. So like that, and then here, now if I click here, you can be able to see we have the part here that we can see, but when I close, you can be able to see also you have closed. So like that, we close it, we open, we close, like that. It is very easy. So that is the pop-up that we are creating. So now we need to display the map. First of all, to display the map, we are going to use this package here that we are calling React Google Maps. So I'm going to copy this, and then inside the folder that we have this project, this is where now we are going to make sure that we install that package. So npm install React Google Maps. And the other things now, I'm going to add this part here, this link into the description of this video, so that you can also be able to read the documentation. So you can come up here and read all about this documentation. You need to see here, you can import now the Google Map and use JS API loader here from this React Google Maps. And also here you need to set the container style and also the center, of which now this we are going to use our coordinate that we are taking using the use navigator here. So I'm going to show you everything here. Also, you can see how you can check also for if the map is loaded, and here also you can see other things that you can do with this. You can add zoom, how you want it to be zoomed, like 10, and all of those. You can add this unload amount, unload, and then unmount, all of this. So let's see if the package has been installed. Yeah, and you can see it has been installed. So let's go back into the application that we are building. So the first thing that we need to do here is that we are going to import now. So let us import. We are going to import now from the package that we have installed. We are going to import several things. So import from here at React. So you can see at React Google Maps API, we are going to take Google Map, and also we are going to use JS API loader, like that. So these are the two things that you are going to use. And now the other thing that I'm going to do here is that first thing first, I'm going to create another variable here for coordinates, and we are going to call it codes. So set here also, I'm going to set codes, and then here we are going to use state. So use state, and the other thing is here, this will be an empty object. We are going to use also, let me see, we are going to have distance, and this one is for accuracy, and it is in terms of meters. So set distance also here, and this one we are going to give it 0 first of all. So use state, and then we are going to give it 0. And now we can start now looking at how we can be able to just use now the Google Map. So the first thing that I need to do is that I'm going to see how I'm going to use the Google Map. And the first thing that I need to do here is to check if the map is loaded. So I can use here, I can create the variable here, is loaded. So we have is loaded here. So this is if it is loaded, and also we have load error, so that we can know if the map has error by loading. So we have also the other thing that we can use is use load script. You can see load script here. And then the other thing here is that the first thing that we need here is inside here is Google Map API key. So you need to have Google API key, so you can see it here. And this is in terms of, now this is in terms of like a string, and it is in terms of object here. So I had already created my Google Map API key. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it inside here like that. And also the other thing that I want to create is that we need to create several things here. So the first thing that I'm going to create here is that I need to create library. So create libraries here. So this is const libraries, and then this one is in terms of array, and this one is array. Inside array we are going to give it places. So the other thing that also we need here is map. We have map container style, container style, container style, like that. And what I'm going to do here is that this is also, actually this is an object. So here we need to have a width, and the width here, we are going to give it a width of 100%. And also we are going to have a height of, let's say, 100%, 100%, like that. So you can be able to see it how it is easy. So the other thing here also I can be able to use also is libraries, the one that I have added up there. So now inside here I can be able to check several things now. So the first thing that I need to check is if there is an error loading the map. So I'm going to use if, and I'm going to use if load error. So if load error here, and I can return now. I can return, let me return here. I'm going to return a div, and inside, okay, this div here, and here I'm going to say error loading. So error loading maps, like that. And I'm going to copy this also here. So let me copy it, and I'm going to add here. I'm going to say if it's not loaded, or let me add if is not loading. Now if it is not loaded, like that, we need to add here loading maps. We are going to add here loading maps. So I'm going to add here 3 dots, and then here I'm going to just add that. If it is not loaded, then it means that it can be loading maps. So that is it. The other thing that now I want to use now is Google Map. So let me come here, and in act here, so I'm going to use Google Map. So Google Map, like that. And now, because now you can see we are using Google Map here, we can also be able to start styling our map. So the first thing here that I need to get is map. You can see already we have auto completion. So you can see map container style, and then we can take the style that we added up there, and you can see it already here, this part here, map container style there. So that is there now. We need also to have we need to have a center, and then this center will be able to add like coordinate there, codes. Let me add it there. And then inside here, actually here we don't have a comma. And the other thing that we can have, why am I adding the comma here? So we have also zoom. So those are the essential ones for now. You can go through the documentation, and also you can see other things that you can set here. So inside now the Google Map, we are going to have a marker. So this is, we are going to say marker, like that. And then this marker here, we can have inside here, we can have a position here. So position, and this one also should be codes now, the codes that we added here. So codes are coordinates, and they should be in terms of let's say latitude and longitude. And to do that, I need to come here, and let me check if we can get this one here. So I'm going to copy this, and let me copy it here. And then the other thing that I can do is that I'm going to add it here. So for our coordinates here, I'm going to add it here exactly there. And then now I think we can be able to see now the map. But before that also, I can check if the map is loaded. So I'm going to cut all of this Google Map here. So let me come here, and we can just cut this. and I'm going to say if let's add here is loaded, and then if it is loaded, then that's when we are going to show the map now. So this Google map here. So let me see these errors where they are coming from. Well, they are coming from this part that we are not using here, all this. So I don't know why we have this load JavaScript. Let me see, load JavaScript here. So here I made a mistake. Here it should be use load script, the one that we actually came and actually used up here. So it was not necessary to import that user load map script API. So now I think we can test and see how, if we can be able to see like the map. So let me save this, and then if I come here into now this and then click show, you can be able to see already we are able to see our map here. And if I, for example, come here and then, because we have our API key, and then for example remove only one letter here and then try to show this map, you'll be able to see that this map will not be able to load because we'll be having an error, because you need to have an API key. So for example, you can see here, oops, something went wrong. That means that our API key is not correct. And you can even come here and look for console, and here in console we'll be able to see that the error. So because you'll find that this is where you'll be able to see errors are able to be displayed. You can see here Google Map JavaScript API error. So to just solve this error, then make sure that you have correct API key. So after that, now we can load, and then you'll be able to see that here we can be able to show the map. But now we don't want to show a static location. We need to show our location inside this map, and that means that we need to make sure that we can be able to take our location using this button that is called get location. So now what I'll do is that I'll close this map, and now I'm going to create another function here. So let me create another function here, and this function now we are going to call it handle location. So I'm going to say handle location here, like that. It is an arrow function, and this here part. So also I'm going to use on click here. So let me use on click here. So on click, and then so for this on click here, I'm going to add handle location like that. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going also to make sure that now I can be able, let me see the handle location here. Now let me see how now we can be able to take our location, or to get our location. The first thing that we need to do is to check if navigator, of which these are inbuilt. So navigator .geolocation, these are inbuilt libraries in JavaScript. So navigator.geolocation, and here inside, if we have navigator.geolocation, that means your device can take location. Then it means that now we can be able to get the coordinates and latitudes, or we can be able to get the coordinates of the location that you are in. So I'm going to use navigator here, and say geolocation like that, geolocation. And then the other thing is get current location. You can see the auto completion, current position like that. And then inside here I can be able now to take now position like that, and this is like a callback function. And inside here now I can be able to get the latitude and longitude. So I'm going to add here const, and then I'm going to take from position dot codes that, and then inside here I can be able to get latitude. You can see the auto completion, longitude here also, and the other thing that I can get here is accuracy like that. So let me just make sure that I can also console log them here. So console log latitude, you can see latitude, console log, let me see here, console log also the longitude like that, and also accuracy like that. So those are the things that I want to show. So let me close this, and then the other thing is that I can reload here. Let me inspect so that I can see the part here being, will be able to show them here. So if I click get location here, you can see first of all it will ask for me to allow to allow this application to take my location, because this is how Google sets this Google Maps. So you should have consent that this application is taking your current location. So when I allow this, you can be able to see we have this latitude, and we have longitude, and we have the accuracy here. Accuracy is 180, but you find that it varies according to the internet that you are using, and also according to the device that you are using. So now, because we can get this, then that means that we can now use the coordinates and show them in the map with a marker. So I'm going to first of all make sure that I delete this console log. Let me just remove this here. So I'm going to remove that, and now the first thing that I can do here is that I can be able to set coordinates. So set codes like that, and then here I can be able to, actually this one is a function, so set codes, and I can add latitude here, which you can see here we have latitude, and it should be like the latitude the way you can see it here. We have latitude, we give it latitude. Let me add here latitude. So latitude like that, we need to have longitude, and it should be in terms of L and G like that. And here this one should be latitude, which we give it latitude like that. Let me see, no, longitude, it should be longitude. And then now the other thing that we can do is to set the distance, which is accuracy like that. And then here we can give it accuracy like that. Very simple. So let me see the other thing that we have not used. So you can see here now we have distance. The other thing that I can be able to do is that now I can remove this, because this was hard coded. Now we can take them now from our location. So I'm also going to show distance here. So let me come here in my pop-up, and before we actually do anything else, yeah, I'm going to first of all make sure that I show the distance. So, and that is mean that you need to show the location here. So I can, or the distance that is, or the accuracy. So I'm going to add here accuracy. Accuracy should be here, should be in terms of, let's say now, let me show distance. So distance, and then it should be in meters. Actually it is in terms of meters. So that is it. Let me show now, let me see you show you how it works. So here, if I now show the map, first of all, you can see we don't have longitude, and we don't have the accuracy, we don't have those coordinates, and also we don't have accuracy because we have not taken our location. So if I click here, that it means you can see also we have this icon here, meaning that we are taking location, and then showing the map, you can be able to see now, you can see the accuracy, of which the accuracy is very poor, meaning that maybe my internet is not very good. So because here you can see 68, 62. And now the other thing is that we can zoom out this map, and then we can be able now to just zoom in until I can see my location in the map. So I can also click that part here, And the other thing is that also you can be able to see the location. So I can just reload again here, and then let me show you here. If you check here, part here, you need to see this icon here to know that you are taking location. And when you do that, you can be able to see now the accuracy, and then you can see here the in the this marker here is showing you the exactly location that you take in. But this is not like the very accurate accuracy, but this map is very important to know how to use, so that you can also integrate into your other project. So that is it. I think this project will help you to know how to use Google Maps. So in the future also, I'm going to show you how you can be able to create like a Uber like application. Already have used this Google Map in my previous project, like shift taking application. You can look at that project, so that also you can be able to show to see how I have used Google Map in that project. So remember to like this video and also subscribe to this YouTube channel. The other thing that you can do also is to turn on the notification bell, so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. See you in the next video. Have a happy day, or have a great day, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.